Hi, my name is Professor Brian. Welcome to this journey through diplomacy and global affairs, careers and international relations. Today we are going to study the chapter named Real-World Case Studies and Role Models. We will explore stories of Indian diplomats like K. Natwar Singh and Shashi Tharoor, the role of UN peacekeepers, and how skilled negotiators manage crises. We'll also discuss case studies in climate diplomacy, migration diplomacy, and cultural diplomacy. These examples show how diplomacy influences both political stability and economic prosperity. Importance of role models in IR. Role models help us see what a successful career in diplomacy looks like. They inspire students to aim for excellence in service in global affairs. By studying their actions, we learn strategies for solving complex problems. For economic students, role models show how negotiations affect markets and trade. They also highlight the personal values that sustain long diplomatic careers. K. Natwar Singh, veteran diplomat. K. Natwar Singh's service in the Indian Foreign Service placed him at the heart of international policymaking. He worked in embassies, the UN, and as India's External Affairs Minister. His work included negotiating agreements that impacted India's economy and security. Economists can learn from how he balanced national interests with global cooperation. His career shows the impact of experience, persistence, and cultural understanding. Shashi Tharoor, UN to Parliament. Shashi Tharoor's UN career included humanitarian work, peacekeeping, and communications. He became Under-Secretary General before entering Indian politics. At both the UN and in Parliament, he advocated for economic development and global equity. His speeches and books show the importance of clear, persuasive communication. He is an example of moving from global service to national leadership. Indian peacekeepers in the UN. India is one of the largest contributors to UN peacekeeping forces. Peacekeepers help restore stability so economies can function again after conflict. They protect civilians, rebuild infrastructure, and support governance. For economists, peacekeeping is linked to enabling trade and investment. India's role builds goodwill and influence in the international community. Role in conflict zones. Indian diplomats and peacekeepers often work in dangerous environments. They use negotiation to prevent escalation and protect vulnerable populations. Success in these zones allows economic recovery to begin sooner. Such work also strengthens India's reputation as a responsible global actor. It proves that security and economic growth are interconnected. High-stakes negotiations. In crises, diplomats must think fast and remain calm. Negotiations often involve complex trade-offs between political and economic goals. Indian negotiators have been key in resolving regional disputes peacefully. Economic benefits follow, as stability encourages trade and foreign investment. These moments show the real test of diplomatic skill. Humanitarian diplomacy. India often engages in relief efforts after natural disasters or conflicts. Such aid builds long-term goodwill and strengthens bilateral ties. Humanitarian work can lead to improved trade relations and strategic partnerships. Economic students can study how aid policies impact economic diplomacy. It's a blend of compassion and strategic interest. Youth diplomacy. Young professionals are increasingly part of international delegations. They bring fresh ideas in technology, sustainability, and entrepreneurship. Opportunities like Model UN and youth summits serve as training grounds. Involvement at a young age builds networks that last decades. For economic students, it's a way to merge theory with practice early. Women in diplomacy. Women have become key players in Indian foreign policy. They contribute unique perspectives to peace-building and negotiations. Gender diversity improves decision-making and diplomatic outreach. Economics benefits from more inclusive, representative policy-making. Women leaders serve as role models for the next generation. Climate diplomacy. India advocates for climate equity in global forums. Negotiations focus on balancing emissions reductions with development needs. Policies influence investment in renewable energy and infrastructure. Carbon markets and green financing are key economic aspects. Climate diplomacy links environmental goals with economic opportunity. Migration diplomacy. India protects the rights of migrant workers through bilateral agreements. Remittances form a significant part of India's GDP. Negotiations address work permits, skill recognition, and labor rights. Economic security for migrants benefits both sending and receiving countries. Migration diplomacy strengthens global labor markets. Trade and economic diplomacy. Indian diplomats work to secure favorable trade agreements. These deals open markets for Indian goods and services. They also encourage foreign investment into India's economy. Economic students can see how tariffs, quotas, and standards are negotiated. Trade diplomacy is a driver of national economic growth. Health diplomacy. India engages in global health initiatives, from vaccines to pandemic response. Health cooperation improves bilateral relations and economic stability. During COVID-19, India's Vaccine Maitri program supported many nations. Such efforts also promote India's pharmaceutical industry abroad. Health diplomacy combines humanitarian goals with strategic economic benefits. Cultural diplomacy. Indian culture is a soft power tool in global engagement. Cultural exports, films, cuisine, yoga improve India's image abroad. They open doors for tourism and creative industry trade. Cultural diplomacy often precedes formal trade negotiations. It builds trust that facilitates economic agreements. Sports diplomacy. Sports events create informal spaces for diplomatic dialogue. They encourage cultural exchange and public goodwill. India uses cricket diplomacy to ease political tensions. Such events can lead to increased tourism and merchandising. Sports become both a unifier and an economic driver. Technology diplomacy. India collaborates internationally on space, IT, and innovation. Tech diplomacy drives partnerships in research and investment. It influences trade in high-value goods and services. Economic students can explore its role in shaping digital economies. Technology is now central to strategic alliances. Education diplomacy. Student exchange programs build lasting international connections. They also create alumni networks that influence future policy and trade. India promotes its universities to attract foreign students. This boosts the education sector and related industries. Education diplomacy is an investment in human capital. Crisis management. In emergencies, diplomats must coordinate fast responses. This includes evacuations, aid delivery, and securing trade routes. Strong crisis management protects both citizens and economic interests. Such skills are critical in unpredictable global environments. It's about being prepared for the unexpected. Lessons from role models. Role models show the mix of skills needed: negotiation, communication, adaptability. They demonstrate how diplomacy shapes economic outcomes. Studying their paths offers guidance for career planning. Each has balanced national priorities with global responsibilities. They inspire confidence that individuals can make a global impact. Conclusion. Real-world examples make international relations tangible. They connect theory with measurable political and economic results. India's diplomats and peacekeepers leave a lasting global footprint. For economic students, the lesson is that diplomacy directly affects growth, trade, and stability. By learning from these stories, we prepare for meaningful global careers.